All right. Okay. So first off, I just want to say this is not like my normal style of video. It's not a video that I enjoy to make. It's not something I ever really wanted to do. And it's also something that like, I've actually filmed versions of this video years ago now at this point. And that was happening during a time when I became a punching bag in the industry to leverage whatever you could leverage from me to pull to say, oh, this brand's this or this person's that, to kind of pull yourself up. So I just, in light of what recently happened and what I saw on TikTok, I know some of you guys may know about this, I don't know if you do or not, but basically, as it's said, this guy who is a head designer at YoungLa, which I honestly don't even really think is true, but he's labeled as their head designer, or he's saying he's their head designer, and he's speaking in a way towards another company, yet again, along with other people on their brand that have done this for time, directed at me. I just see this and I find this very, very ironic, and here's the reason why, okay? This person saying the F slur towards a group of people in relationship to the fact that they're copying the certain garments that they've created. Now, the reason why this is so ironic, I can speak from a very specific place in relationship to this company, YoungLa, in relationship to Rawgear, in relationship to being Fit Gear, in relationship to where things were so many years ago. So let's talk about copying, okay? I'm just gonna address these things like one by one, right? This person, and this is what's frustrating about it, is because it seems like in this industry, and like I said, this isn't the first time people from this company have ran their mouths about other people, myself included, my brand included, to benefit themselves, to appear a certain way so that you'll spend money with that company and not another company, right? Because you try and tear someone down so you could build yourself up. And that's kind of like the reason why this is just, it's out of control and it's crazy, because at the end of the day, this should be an industry that is encouraging people to be better, not just be like a money grab here and a money grab there, and you'll get your fan to think that person sucks so I can get more money over here with myself here or there. Right? It's just it's nonsense. So addressing the copy, okay? For this person to sit on a story and say, oh, so-and-so's copying us, it's comical. And I'm gonna tell you why it's comical. I've worked with these two brothers, owners of YoungLa, Robbie and Gary, since 2015, okay? When I first met them, and I'm gonna get into more of the story, which is gonna make more sense why I'm sitting here having this whole conversation with you guys, because a lot of people don't know this. In fact, probably most people don't know this, unless you're in my circle, or you're in their close circle, or you saw some random shit on the internet at some point. And I'd worked with this company, and at the time it wasn't necessarily a company, it was two brothers, like I said, Robbie and Gary, who basically were resellers of like random things on Amazon, like Converse, like I remember they had like soccer jerseys and a bunch of stuff like in a small warehouse in Canoga Park. And now I met them because basically I had a Nutri-Shop, my buddy's Nutri-Shop, his name's Brandon Gertis, and he had these mission tank tops, and I said, these are really cool. I'm like, I don't know how many, 400, 500,000 followers on Instagram at the time. I'm starting to like, oh, I'm getting popular on the internet, so I wanted to try and sell some items, right? So I grabbed this tank top, I go to this little warehouse, I meet these brothers, we develop a relationship, and from then on, we were basically 70-30 partners. I was 70, they were 30 partners, % profit on this company, right? And so they were running my back end, okay? And this is why I'm telling you this, so you guys get the context about when I talk about copy. And how lame and how actually crazy and how just like egotistical it is for someone to stand at a point and say, you're copying us, and try to undermine other people, right? So I've worked with these brothers since 2015, like I said. And from the beginning of working with them, the name of, and just in general, just so you guys understand, in fashion in general, people leverage, they look at other brands, they look at other things that are out there, they look at other like designs, they look at other fits, they look at other styles, and they go, oh, this is cool, let's try it. Let's put our spin on it, right? Fashion is like a world of copying, okay? So the reason why it irks me is because you got this figure in this company that's being like, we're so like innovative and like we're revolutionary, whatever the fuck it is, but it's like, bro, I was there since 2015, and if we're referencing even the thing we're talking about right now, Gymshark, I was there from the beginning. We were referencing Gymshark items to copy, to recreate for ourselves and for our brands. And I'm talking about specifically being Fit Gear at the time, and YoungLa, like literally being like, what do you think about this? And let's make our version of it. So it's like, if we're gonna, it's just interesting for me to see this, the person sit and be like, I'm better than you guys, or they're this F slur word because they're copying me, when I could tell you from the beginning, I think before this person was ever even a part of their company, they were already copying people. Now, let's take this a step further, okay? I sold more units into these people from the beginning, right? Not now. Right, their company's massive. Congratulations, and I've actually told them this personally. Congrats, I'm proud of you. But this is where it gets tricky. If we're going to talk about copy, okay, we're talking about leveraging. I'm going to get into some more details here that are a little bit more damning, a little bit more frustrating for me as a business and as a brand and as a person, and just in relationship to all this in general. But this is so stupid, man. So imagine I have a company, and imagine my company, which this is basically this scenario. My company, let's say, for example, is ordering 1,000 units or 2,000 units or 1,000, 1,500 units, right? And I have another company, right? If I'm running both these backends, which they were, and I go, okay, I'm gonna order 1,000 units here of this jogger, okay? 1,000 units of this jogger, it's gonna cost me, I don't know, 15 bucks. Let's say it cost me 15 bucks. And I can get that price point for those 1,000 pairs joggers, and then I could add on these other 200 or 300 at the same cost point because I'm leveraging that pricing, right? Versus if I went in there and I said I just want these 300, instead of $15, it's gonna be, let's say, $17. So now my price point's better. So I have been a leverage point from these people from the very beginning that they were able to use, and vice versa, right? But the problem is the way that it all kind of trickled out and the way it all went, right? So look at it this way. We're talking about copy. And there's another reason why, and I didn't think so much of this shit at the time because I was just like, okay, well, they're winning, I'm winning, who cares, right? But this will all make sense to you guys when I start talking about 2022 when we finally split and shit hit the fan and it became like everything in their power they would do to hurt myself and my brand because we all had the same audience. And it's gonna get even trickier when I tell you guys about the third-party company that we created that became basically like another host of influencers that we were putting into the same circuit in the same industry, creating the same products. And basically for all these other big influencers, I'm just gonna tell you right now, Larry Wheels, Lord DIY, Fousey 2, we did some stuff, Nelk Boys, we did some stuff towards the end, Don Mazzetti, Bro Science, like within this industry, Clifford Lennox, which is Julian Smith's brand, with I'll get into that a little bit later as well. But the point is this, we're talking about copy at this point, right? There became a point when, like I said, I noticed this, and not only were they leveraging price points, but they were leveraging literally like this. Imagine I sell a jogger. I ordered 1,000 pairs. It had a little Being Fit, the Rawgear logo that you guys see now, right? And they make the same exact item on the same order, sell it on their website, get a good price point, and then but the reality is all they really switched was, let's say, they just switched the logo, or they changed a single zipper. So again, we're talking about copying, right? I'll take it a step further. Towards the split, around the time that all these people came out of the woodwork just running their mouths about me for their own benefit, so they can go, fuck this guy, fuck this brand, because remember, we were together, similar customer base, which I'm gonna tell you right now. Around this exact time, November 2022, okay? My customer list, I see for the first time. Now, I cannot tell you that I was not as privy to looking at all this back-end stuff as I was at that time, because I knew that we were splitting. I had to learn all this stuff about this business that I previously didn't have to learn, and that's on me, right? But when I look, tell me why there's I'll literally put this in a video right now. YoungLa warehouse downloading my customer list as they're splitting with my company. Now, what on this earth would you possibly need to download my customer list for? Why would you need an Excel spreadsheet of my customer list? It just, I mean, you guys can do the math on that. I'll take it a step further. This one is maybe not so much copy, maybe a little bit stealing, okay? And I'll insert, it's gonna be a shitty video, but this is literally them selling through my Facebook page in 2017. And you can tell by the other items that are there. And this is a funny one, because this is one to me that I found out later through someone who was working very closely to me, who, when he addressed this, because again, guys, I'm so focused on content, I'm so focused on making videos, I'm so focused on doing all the stuff that you guys have seen over all these years, that I'm not looking I'm not like doing the back end like this, but they're running the back end. Remember, they're running the back end, they're running from the Facebook page. So they're selling through my Facebook page in 2017, towards pretty much the peak, I would say, of like my career as far as like opening Zoo Culture 2017. Like all this stuff was popping and banging, right? And so they're selling through my Facebook page. And when the person on my team addressed that with Robbie and Gary, you know what he was told? He was told, don't tell Brad, okay? Now, again, guys, the frustration in all this is because all of this stuff has been happening, and I just stay quiet about it. And I stay quiet about it in a point where it was so detrimental to me and my brand, and so beneficial to them and their brand, that it's just like, why? Like, why am I trying to protect people who did everything in their power to try to tear me down? Like, to the point of we're moving from A to Z, and we know that there's issues, because they were also on the part of like pitching the back end off to new people. And it's literally to the point of like knowing that that's happening and allowing their athletes to basically go like, fuck these people, fuck this brand, look, they're having problems with shipping, haha, they suck. Like, I remember athletes, Max Taylor posted literally like on his story being like, oh, haha, like it was like us saying to our audience, yo, we're sorry we have shipping delays. And his literal story post, or I don't know where it was, someone just sent it to me because I get sent all these things, was that like, haha, like laughing like they suck. And it's just like knowing what it is while it's happening, and them knowing and being well aware of it while it's happening is one thing. But then allowing their people to just completely slander me because it got them some views on the internet, like, is a whole nother thing. And then it gets better, right? You guys saw the story post. I don't know if you did on my story, but I posted this. We'll pop it up here. And this is like interaction between like this Giordani guy and like some fans, and then someone else saying something that he said this, that's bigoted and whatever, right? So imagine during that time when we're splitting and they're downloading the customer list and their athletes are running their mouth about our company and our brand and our shipping and the issues that we were having while we were moving. I'm contacting these people and I'm saying like, why are you allowing this to happen? And they, oh, we stay out of it. No, yeah, we try to stay out of it. The minute that they stopped staying out of it was the minute that I sent you that text, and I screenshot it, I put it in my story for this reason. Because it was as much noise as I can make. Fuck Rawgear, fuck Bradley Martyn, fuck this, blah, blah, blah. And then it's crickets and it's peace, love, and community. This guy literally got on his story saying like, you know what, I removed this stuff, this is like, let's let it go. It's like, bro, that happened after I sent these text messages to these people and said, yo, you let this guy disrespect me, my brand, and my dead father on social media for the benefit of you and you guys. Then, when I sent them that, and only then when I showed them the other things that could have been detrimental to their brand, was it peace, love, and community. And also, let's talk about peace, love, and community. Is it peace, love, and community if like you're so, I don't know, if you're clout hungry that you go, yo, I'm gonna disrespect this specific group or this specific community of people. I'm so clout hungry that I'm gonna say they're this F slur. This is the thing that doesn't make sense to me. Is like, what the fuck is going on and what's happening in this industry? Is it just about clout and money? Is it just about getting views? Is it just about tearing other people down rather than to build ourselves up? Like, is your prerogative to make someone else look bad so you look better, right? And that's where it's like, what's happening? Because at the end of the day, think about this industry, right? I got into this because I grew up without a father. I found father figures in the gym. They shaped me. They helped me change my life. They took me out of depression. They took me out of thoughts of suicide. All these things that made my life what it is today. So, like, it's just such a dirty, it's just become such a dirty industry that's just like, dude, I felt this so like personally, where it's like, why are we tearing other people down when like this space is largely a space, obviously for women, but very largely for young men. It saves so many people, and we're saying, oh, fuck this F slur, fuck this. And it's like, do you not think for a second that how many customers you might have that might actually be from that community that you just completely alienate because someone's copying you, which we addressed earlier, like your entire brand is based off of copies, and damn near all of fashion is based off of copies. And it's like, at this point in the world, it's more about the brand and what it means to people. And it's like, you're willing to throw that all away because you're trying to pretend that you're higher or mighty than a group of people, and you're higher and mighty than all these other brands and all these other people that have done it and who have done it before you guys. And it's like, and then I could say, I started from square one with this group of people, Robbie and Gary, who were literally being like, what do you think about this Nike thing? What do you think about this Gymshark thing? Hey, let's make this product. Hey, let's, like, the whole brand is built off of other brands. Yes, with a different logo. And then all of a sudden you're just better than other people. That's what doesn't make sense, right? And then I could account the riding on my brand. And now let's talk about a whole nother thing, right? So we talked about the copy, leveraging of me, right? Downloading my customer list. Why? Selling through my Facebook page. Why? Now let's talk about a whole nother dynamic that you guys would never really understand, right? But you would never know as well. I talked about earlier, making these other brands. We created another company along the way that was called Trend. And that was a company that I told you that made clothing. So imagine they ran my back end, their back end. Like I'm talking about, had all the information to take, to gather, to see of me, of theirs, and it's all in the same industry, all with the same product. So now, picture this, right? I gave them Larry Wheels, Lord DIY, that's not really in our industry, right? But Don Mazzetti, Bro Science, that's in the industry. Clifford Lennox was exactly in the industry. Milk Boy stuff was fitness stuff, not really, kind of, sorta. But like imagine you now have all these brands, and I'll get into the Clifford Lennox ones first because it's gonna tie directly into this exact theme. Imagine you have all these brands, and I'm the guy behind. So I'm now YoungLa. I'm the guy behind running all the back end, okay? Which they were. And let's say now, this is not so much copying, this is more so much leveraging. And it's like, yo, that's good business. Yeah, but it would be if you didn't just try to tear down everyone else around you and try to make everyone else look bad, knowing that you leveraged all of these people, and me specifically, because I put these people into this circle, plug these people into this thing. Like I literally built a secondary company with them to do this, which I want to, before I get into the rest of this, I want to tell you guys, we started this company 50-50. And then once it started making money, they said, hey, it's not fair. We feel like we do more work. We want a third. And I let them have it. So not only did I let them have all the control, I gave them more money, I gave them more of the shit, right? Did I want to do it? No. Did I think, oh, these guys got my back and should have my back? I did, until they fucking did it. So now check this out. So imagine you own a company, selling the same items in the same space with the back end email list of all these people. Right? Because again, guys, I'm not telling you, I wasn't so cognizant. I wasn't like, let me go see if they're sending their email list and downloading it and selling to these customers. I'm not thinking like that. I'm not thinking they would do that. Why would they do that? Right? Until I saw them do it to me, that I go, wow, I wonder if they did this to all these people all these years. I can't say for definite, but I know they downloaded my customer list, right? So I'll continue though. But imagine now through all these years, you're able to leverage all these people that I put into the circle. Remember, don't forget that. And you go, okay, Bradley, Rawgear, Be a Fit Gear at the time sells this. We sell this. Oh, this does really well. Let's make our version of it, right? So imagine having a company that you can go, I could spend $100,000 with these other companies, try these products out, see what sells well, and then cherry pick the ones that we know sell well to the same audience. Remember, it's all in the same industry, and then just pick those. So they're just leveraging. And listen, like I said, that's smart business, but it's still it's a little cynical. And considering the way that they went about it with me specifically to try to make me appear as some bad guy, and looking at all of that data and all that information is just like, wait, what? I'm confused. Like, and I'm like to the point of I'm literally on a phone call listening to these people try to steal one of my athletes during the time when like we were dealing with a lot of nonsense, and I'm listening to this person say, yeah, because they didn't know that I was there, by the way. I'm listening on the back of this call, and they're saying, yeah, bro, this is why Brad, you don't want to work with Brad. He's such a bad guy. He ordered food and didn't order us any. He made us wait for a meeting because he was working out. And the thing is, like, when this guy sees this video, he's gonna know exactly the person. I'm not even gonna say it because I don't want to cause. It's not about this person. It's about this whole thing. Gary will know exactly the conversation he had. And I'm going to tell you, if you say at one point that I'm lying about any of this stuff, I have it recorded. Like, I have all of these receipts. All of them. And I've known this along the way, and to know it and to look back on this whole thing and go, man, I gave them all these other people to also leverage. Who knows if they download customer list or not? I gave them all these other people to leverage price points. Like, to go to the manufacturers, right, and say, how do you build a relationship with the manufacturer? How do you guys think? You come in there, you start working with them, you say you order 1,000 units, they go, cool, we appreciate you. Okay, let's say you order 8,000 units, say, oh wow, cool, like we'll get you a better pricing. And then you order, let's say 10,000, 18,000, oh wow, let's get you more price. Let's say you're ordering 100,000 units because you have all these companies in your wheelhouse. You're getting the best price in the best possible situation, right? I'm leaving, they don't even want to give me my manufacturers. And I was there since 2015. And fuck, man. This is just so like, it's so stupid. I honestly hate doing this shit. That's why I've always avoided this shit. I've always tried to not be this, like, talk about this stuff, but it just came to a point where I'm like, man, what the fuck is happening? Like, why did I deserve to be treated this way? Why did I deserve to be leveraged to all hell? I mean, I'll take it a step further. I have screenshots of Gary, owner of YoungLa, texting the guy who worked for me at the time that, yo, why does Brad promote Noel more than he promotes Rawgear, right? And let's talk about how ironic that is. This is actually important. You guys know the story with Noel, right? Moved here, zero income, left here less than 2 years, $100,000 a month. Said I'm a bad guy, said I forced her to do things, yet she's still doing them. Put in all my content, right? Undeniable fact here, 0 to 100,000. You didn't do enough for me. And the owner of that company, as soon as he could, took that person, put him on his team. Knowing how much I did for that person, in text message saying, yo, Brad promotes her more than he promotes Rawgear, like literally knowing what I'd done for her. And the person herself can't even recognize what I'd done for her. Then goes to that team. Not only this, like, you can't make this up, man. You like, the only reason I sat here on this couch, or maybe my other couch before I did, and I was like, I'm gonna slap some kids in Texas, right? And I was referencing one of their athletes because he would run his mouth about me constantly. And as soon as I said it, he's like, oh, he's an adult, I'm a kid. And it's like, man, dude, like, you can run your mouth about someone for 2 years and then someone says one thing and you're a bad guy. This is just this is what happens. The victim, this is the kings of victim mentality. Now, here's the interesting part about it, right? I did this because Noel basically just got destroyed by this dude, and then he's running his mouth about me. So I said one thing, like, and I'm thinking I'm defending a person who that I didn't do enough for, that the other side knew that I did enough for, took her as soon as they could, and next thing you know, they're over their best friends. Oh, these are my best friends. These are my best friends. Also, her boyfriend, who, this is a whole nother story, which I don't even really want to get into, but like, dude, these people would sit in my kitchen because they lived here, run their mouth about these people, right? Oh, I'm gonna fuck that dude up when I see him talking about sushi. And next thing you know, they sign with the company and they're best friends because they can leverage for some content. The whole thing, this is the biggest, most important thing, the thing that, like, it all comes down to with these people. And it's clear as day to me. Money. How much money, how much can I take from someone else? How much can I benefit from someone else? How much can I leverage from someone else? And let me make the other person look bad so that people won't listen. You know how, this is the thing that's frustrating about it. You know how many people have come to me and have been like, oh wow, man, you're fucking really nice to me. You're really cool. You're really good. And they'll be, oh, I heard this, and this. It's like their culture is in shitting on people, like, I don't know, externally, so that there's some sort of benefit for them internally. Like, that's what this is, right? Like, let's shit on Gymshark so we can make ourselves look better, and like they can't sell the item that they're trying to sell because we sold it. Even though it's like, man, okay, what about the fucking 1,000 items you guys have ripped off of them over the last fucking 8 years, 9 years? Like, is there no reference point of that? Are we just saying that never happened, or there's not enough kids, they don't know about that, so it's like we can just trick these kids now? And it just doesn't make sense, man. So I just feel like I'm in a position where, honestly, I just was like, okay, I just want to get all this off my chest because I haven't talked about it. I've never came and I never said anything about this, but I've literally had to deal with, for 2 years, just getting people's mouth just ran about me. to the point where I have these conversations with people and I'm like, they're so nice and they're like, wow, I thought this and that because so-and-so said this and that, from people who never met me. Like the person I referenced earlier, the sushi guy, never met this person. And he would run his mouth about me for 2 years. And I say one thing and all of a sudden I'm a bad guy. And it's like, it doesn't make sense, man. Like, it's frustrating. And I just got to a point where I'm like, man, why am I allowing them to just fucking shit on me because they want to benefit? And you know, the timing of it all, knowing what's going on, only switching up when they feel like something could hurt them or be detrimental to them. And it's sad, honestly sad, because at the end of the day, like this space and this industry, it has turned into something that like it just fucking should never have. It's just like, the reason why, like I said, I got into this space was because I grew up without a father. I struggled with fucking depression my whole entire childhood. I struggled with being like, where do I fit in? How do I be? And how do I become like, you know, basically a fucking man? And then finding the gym, being like, oh, this is the thing. I finally have a father figure. I met, you know, one of my first training partners when I was 17, really taking it serious. His name was Chad. And I was like, oh, I love this guy. And he's showing me how to bench press and he's teaching me this. And he's teaching me kind of life lessons too, because you're in the gym, you tend to talk about those sort of things. And I was like, wow, this is where I want to be. This is like really making me feel good as a person. And I never found it before. So it's like, why turn a place like that into an industry that surrounds that into a place that is just about money and can we shit on that guy so that we could feel better or look better so that we could leverage our audience and make more money from them? Like, what are we doing? And I just feel like that's something that's so important to talk about right now and to like basically explain is like, this industry just, it needs to not get back because like you'll never go back, but like this industry needs to get back to what the point is. Like we're trying to be better. Like we're trying to be better people. Like most people I would say who get in the gym, it's not because they just want to lose weight. Like it's not just because they just want to be jacked. There's something there that is pushing them to like really make that change, to make that switch because there's something in their life that they want to feel better about. And it's like, we should be encouraging that. Right? Not encouraging like division of groups based on whether they're fucking a homosexual or not, or like saying that I'm better than them because I do this or I do that, or like saying that I have this because you know, like fucking, you know, money's all the thing that matters. And it's just like, dude, what the fuck? Like the text message from that dude is like fucking talking about wash my G-Wagon. Like it's just, bro, everything is not money, man. Like don't lose your fucking soul. So yeah, honestly, I feel a lot better. I really want to get that shit off my chest. Yeah, and also, I just want you guys to know, if you know the owners of this company would ever like to sit down and do a live stream, I'd love to do that. I'd be very happy in doing that. So if everyone wants to try to dispute the things that I'm saying, then I'd love to sit down and talk about it because this is something I didn't talk about. I want to actually, I got to bring it back to this now. The Clifford Lennis thing and the Julian Smith thing. This is another person that I've had conversations with, and he literally told me the reason why he left this company, working with this company, so again, that third-party company that we created was called Trend, TRND. He worked with them for 2 years, and now he's doing like $70,000, $80,000. He's doing really well selling belts. Julian Smith, look him up on Instagram. And when he left the company, right, I was like, okay, that sucks. They're telling me, oh, he's leaving. I'm asking him, why is he leaving? Because remember, I'm just the guy who's pulling in the clients, creating the relationship, and then putting them into the network, okay? So imagine now this person is telling me 2 years later, or a year later, I don't know exactly when he told me, yo, I left because I felt like, this goes back to the copying thing again. I left because I would order shorts and I'd say, hey, I want to make these shorts this way. He'd like bring a sample and say he wants to make this. And then they would just make the same short, add 2 colors and change the logo, and they'd make it for themselves. He felt like he didn't want to be a part of that system anymore. Again, the thing that I was too naive to try to like stop or change. And what I was told on the front end from Robbie and Gary was that he didn't want to work with them anymore. Because you got to think of it this way. Why would they want to tell me the truth about why he left if he ever said that to them or not? Why would he say, or why would they say, yo, he left because he didn't like us copying and selling the same things that he was selling and leveraging him? Because then they would think that, oh, Brad's going to think we're doing the same thing to him. Well, let's not have that conversation, right? I was told that Julian didn't work with the company anymore because they thought that he was racist towards Indians. So So I don't know how the camera crapped out, but I think there's a time limit on this thing. But basically, I would invite all these people to sit down here and have this conversation in person on a live stream. If anyone wants to dispute the things that I'm saying or not, because it's just facts, man. And this is, the reality is like, this isn't me saying like, yo, fuck these people, fuck this. I just had to tell my story because I just felt like I became this like punching bag for someone else to benefit, to leverage from, to try to tell these influencers this and that and the third and this, oh, Bradley, this and Rawgear, this, that. And it's just like, I got leverage to all fuck to benefit of someone else. And it's just, it's lame. That's lame. But I'm not sitting here saying, fuck them, fuck their company, because that's what they've done to me. And the reality is, I don't want to do that to someone else. I've never wanted to do that to someone else. And this is not even me doing that. This is me telling the story, okay? So if you rock with me, you walk with me, you walk with me and my brand Rawgear. I appreciate the love. You rock with YoungLa, it's fine. Like, I don't care. I'm not here telling you guys, fuck them. I'm just telling you the fucking story and the fucking facts, and I never got to say it. So I love you guys. Yeah, I appreciate you listening. If you guys heard me out, yeah, that's it. Peace.